Hello, and welcome to
Socially Unsocial,
season two.
season two.
Yeah, well, we did it. We did season one, 29 episodes.
29 episodes.
Can you believe
That's
that?
a good number.
Yeah, my number.
Why didn't we do 30?
I think it just worked that way with spring break,
Yeah.
right? We had to take that break.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And we're back.
And who believes in round numbers?
I don't not believe in them. I don't know. I never thought about it, but so season one, 29 episodes, lots of laughs, countless stories, ridiculous, antics, all the things. It was great.
For all you out there that don't know us that well or know one of us better than the other, do you feel like you know us well now?
Are we best friends yet?
Yeah. Do you want to hang out? Do you want to go have a glass of wine? Or you're like, okay, I'm just good. Just listening to you once a week is good enough for me. I really couldn't stomach having you in my life. It's a constant.
Aw. Well, I've loved it.
Sorry, you gave me your cough.
I have a TikTok thing that I saw one time. It's oil and I forget honey.
No, I don't. I'm good.
I'll share the link on our page for those of you who do believe in it. Lots of people do. They've messaged me being like, "Yeah, I used it."
Yeah, but you weren't consistent, I don't think.
I was just gonna say that. Danielle's word of the year is consistency, and I was not consistent. It's like anything. It's like your vitamins, your supplements, drinking water, your workout routine, anything that you try to implement in life. You can't just do it once or twice. Or I'm good for 3 days. I'm all about it for 3 days, and then I fall off the wagon.
I know that's like the hardest part. I'm going to go right into my low because I've been sick for a week now. And you know what sucks when I get sick? Because I feel like before I get sick, I'm like motivated and I'm like consistent in my schedule and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I feel like I'm taking on the world and I'm doing all the things. I'm working, I'm marketing, I'm taking my vitamins, I'm going to the gym, I'm reading my book, I'm doing all the things. And then when you get sick, it just bleh. And now it's like you're lazy, and now it's going to take you a while to get back into that, to find the motivation, to just get like really excited about things. It's like, no, I want to do the bare minimum, and then I just want to go lay on the couch and do nothing because I feel like absolute crap.
Yeah, well, like you burnt yourself out. They say that if you don't give your body enough rest, your body's going to take it.
I know, and you were in my head the whole entire time as I'm like getting mad at myself for this, but I'm like, I don't feel like I burnt myself out. Like I feel like I was just consistent, like I was getting enough sleep, I was having fun, I was doing all the things that I felt balanced about.
Okay. Well, that's good because then, I mean, you can't help getting sick, You picked something up at some point. Probably sitting here in this room with me as I was sick.
I know, but my husband got sick, and I was like, oh my God, I'm feeling great. And he's feeling like death, and he never gets sick. I'm like, I beat it. Whatever I'm doing, my vitamins, my immunity shots. I was like so excited. And then I'm like, wah, wah.
You can't beat them all. Okay, you can't. We can only do so much.
But the high and the low, because you don't really have an appetite, and all you really want is like tea and soup. So my pants are fitting really nice today.
Are you in
despite
jeans?
not working out?
Are you in jeans?
I'm in jeans too.
I hate jeans.
Yeah.
I hate jeans because they never feel good on me. Oh. I had this one pair. You always have that one pair, and then there was a tiny tear in it, and it just got bigger and bigger, and now it's basically shorts at this point. I can't wear them anymore, and I miss them.
Did you try to find the same brand, the same style?
I did. They don't make them anymore. I know. It was like a year, and they just stopped making them. So I should have stocked up when I had the chance, but I didn't know that they were my favorite.
Right. Best of luck. I'm sure you can find something.
I know. I hope so.
They say those Judy Blues a lot of people like. Judy Blues?
I've never even
They're
heard
all
that.
over TikTok.
Oh, wow. Well, I do have to say, a high of mine, I was on vacation. I was on spring break.
I know. It felt like you were gone for 2 months.
I was gone for so long. It felt so good. And I had like 15 vacations in one because we overlapped vacations with two of my siblings. So the beginning was with my brother and his wife, his mother-in-law, and their two daughters. So my two nieces who are so cute. And my youngest is 4.5. So I'm kind of out of that cute toddler stage. even though I still refer to Joe as a toddler, which I shouldn't.
He's a toddler monster.
But being around them, I was like, oh, I just loved it. And then we had friends come and join us, which my kids were in heaven. And it was just so nice to have people that you can vacation with and do life with, that it was so nice and so refreshing and just what we all needed. And then also I had time with my sister and her kids, who are much older than my kids. And it was just awesome. It was like I said, a few different vacations in one. If you can swing that and do like a few days with certain people and a few days here and there, it was just so great. So relaxing.
I saw Chrissy's post and I was curious, like, because for those who don't know, that think Patty's obsessed with Disney, Chrissy is more obsessed with Disney.
Yeah, I get it from my older sister almost.
And her kids are grown, and she was saying that they gave her one day in Disney. Like, were they happy? Like, are they like over Disney?
I mean, I think that the magic of Disney, like, you lose it. You lose everything when you're like a
Okay,
preteen.
but you didn't lose it.
No.
Chrissy didn't lose it. Robin's never lost it.
I mean, I would have to argue that I didn't take advantage or care about Disney for a chunk of life after high school or during high school. I don't think that you could have, it wasn't as exciting to me. And then toward the end of college, and then when you get nostalgic, and then you started having a kid or a niece or a nephew, and you see the joy, then it circled back around for me. So, I mean, I do have hope that Chrissy's kids will, one day love Disney again because of all the memories from your childhood. Or, for those people that don't go during their childhood, then you're an adult and you get to like experience it as if you're like with that childlike joy. So no, she's having a rough time because her kids don't love going. So, but she loves it anyways. And they'll circle back around. It's fine.
I wonder if there's a study out there like done on people like Disney obsessed and then like people who like give a shit about Disney and like their personality traits or something like that, like or sociopathic traits that if you're
I love this thought, and I wonder like how does it affect your life if you grow up going to Disney a few times or if you don't. And then the people with annual passes are really crazy because they go a few times a year versus most people maybe a few times in their whole life. So that's definitely that would be interesting. Maybe I should start that study. I'll tell Mike, don't worry, I'm doing my research. We got to go back, but it's all for the research.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a grant from the University of Florida.
I'm sure that there's one out there.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh. But that's weird. Well, not weird, because, me and my documentaries and stuff like that. So I've been thinking, because I was sick, and so when you're sick, if you're not really mentally there, you just kind of put something on to kind of, so again, watching Friends for the 900th time. Mm-hmm. And then, just every time you get to that last season, you're like, oh my gosh, it's coming to an end. And like remembering back when you watch TV shows like in real time from start to finish and then it ended. And then like you're almost like as a viewer devastated, like your life is over. Like, oh my God, this era ended, and like you feel like all the feelings. Mm-hmm. People really don't know that anymore because like everything's streaming. I mean, you still probably have that feeling. It's probably even worse because you binge it and then it's over and it's done. So it's probably more of an intense feeling than a gradual burn.
Intense. No, I feel like it was more intense before because you thought about it all week long as you waited for the next episode. It was part of your life for months versus just binging it in a weekend.
Right. So then I watched this new series, and it's about like the bad of Hollywood. So like there's different series. So the first episode was about the father, Stephen Collins from Seventh Heaven, who was found like exposing himself to younger women, young girls, I should say 10-year-olds.
Wait, I did not know this.
Yeah. So then the second episode I watched last night was about child stars and how people don't understand when we're watching these kids, especially back in the 80s and 90s, these little adorable children, the little kid from Family Ties, the kid from Home Improvement, a couple other ones from like
JTT?
Not JTT, the one who was the oldest, Zachary Ty Bryan. Okay. That, you as a child, you don't get to do all the things that the children get to do. You're not going to school.
Sad. Yeah.
And then your set family becomes your second family. And then when the show abruptly ends, you're taken away from that family again. And now you got to start all over. And like the psychological things that it does to you. And how sad was it? Like watching 4 people's lives completely be destroyed, and then so Dr. Drew Pinsky's on there like giving his analysis, and he's like, we don't take it into consideration like what these children go through, and then it's just like you dump them back off into this Hollywood world and think that they're going to be okay, and most of them turn to substance abuse because then they have these privileges. So I know a complete turn and like super dark, but again, like thinking like if you're a kid like raised and you get to go to Disney once a year and everything's great, and then all of a sudden like what happens like life later, like you couldn't hack it on your own and now your life becomes dark, and it's just like it's just a sad documentary waiting to happen.
Like, I could see like the person in the documentary like blurred out Disney obsessed, like this dark depression that you went in because you couldn't go to Disney for
walking around all goth in front of them.
So start from the beginning. What happened? Well, when I was a kid, I got to go a lot and everything was beautiful. That's me, like today, coming home from Disney. I literally was like, people don't talk enough about the post-vacation blues. If you know it, you know it. It's even like we've talked about post-wedding blues, post-trip blues. Like it is hard getting back to reality. But so speaking of the kid stars, I recently heard this whole thing about how important it is for kids to have routine and a schedule.
That's what Dr. Drew said.
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, so it's very hard, to balance everything. You have sports, you have school, you have your jobs, you have a million and one things, So last night, coming home from vacation, which was, it was a nice over a week long vacation. It was one of the longest ones that we've taken in a while. So I love vacationing. It's always hard to come back and kind of reset. My kids can tend to, feel a lot, and they're kids and they get emotional, and now they have to go back to school and all those things. So one thing that I really have to not only tell myself, but my children as well, is that, life is full of beautiful moments, sad moments, but I guess kind of going off of what you say, you have the gotta do's and the wanna do's, right? And the gotta do's are never going to go away. So when you get to do things that are, kind of bucket fillers and that fuel your soul and all those things, you have to remind yourself when you're in it that it's temporary and enjoy it. And then when you go back to reality, how do you get excited about little things? Because there's no Disney castle waiting for you, and there's no bubbles being blown, and the sky is not setting perfectly with the palm trees. Like it is raining today.
Are you gonna start crying?
I might. It's so sad. But I always think to myself, I take the best things of the vacation home with me, not just the memories, but the people. And that's that. So whether it's your friends that you go on vacation with or your family, maybe you need to call your friends if you're missing them because you had this wonderful vacation. Don't let yourself get down. Reality is not awful. It's not magical, happily ever after every single day. But
that's when you live in the world of delusion.
Right. It's hard to remember. And then, you can just reset. Be grateful for what you have when you have it. Know it. Everything's temporary, the good stuff and the bad stuff. And then plan your next vacation. If it's 2 years out, plan it. Sit down, have something that you're excited for in the future.
Exactly. Just little things to look forward to during the week, to get you there. Mm-hmm. And some people are fortunate where they can go on vacations more often than others, and some people can't. And that's okay. But there's other things that you can do during your daily life to reward yourself for getting up every morning and putting a smile on your face and going to earn that paycheck and making sure that the people that you love know that they're loved and taken care of.
Aw, beautifully said. Yeah. I like that.
I think anything will get boring after a while. I really, truly believe that. I know you don't, and I know Jay doesn't. Like, you guys think that you can live in Florida and be on vacation all the time and you guys would just be happy-go-lucky every single day.
If the sun was shining here in Illinois every day, I 100,000% agree that I would just be a better me every day.
Right. The sun does help.
Would be shining.
But then I was thinking about this when I was sick, because my worst day was Friday and it was beautiful. It was like in the 70s. And I'm like, mother,
I know where you're going with this.
I'm like, when I'm sick, I want it to be gross outside. I want it to be raining. I want it to be cold because I want to feel okay. Like, it's okay to be sick on the couch. Not that I just lost a day.
No, because you feel that you're missing out because it's the one nice day that you've had that you've seen in the Midwest in 2 weeks.
Right.
So, yeah.
But also, so I think about that. But then think about how you're feeling like come August. Okay. Say we've had like the last couple of years have not been a very traditional summer, I feel. It's been like late to get warm and then
The whole thing with this weather, because we said the same thing about winter. Like, what is going on?
right. It's like July is like sometimes the coldest month or the rainiest month when it
Yeah.
used to be the hottest month.
I know.
But go back to those years where we had a great June. It was warm. It was beautiful. A great July. And then by the time August gets, people are like, oh, most people are like, all right, I'm done with the heat. Like, I'm done. Like,
I know, and I
just
want
wanna
to
be
punch
cool.
those people in the face and be like, it's temporary. Enjoy it.
Right. But you're also like, okay, you used to were like running out to the pools and the beaches in June and July. And then August, you're like, oh, just the energy level, like to do all that. You know, so I like the sporadic where it's like you have to take advantage and seize the day.
Okay. I like that. I like to just seize the day when I feel like seizing it.
Bro, exactly.
I want the day to be ready for when I'm ready. I don't want to just have to wait around and be like, well, I really want to seize the day, but like the sun's not out. Come on. Keep up.
Just seize the day in a different way.
Ugh.
Let's go
raining.
jump in puddles, dance in the rain. Have you ever danced in the rain?
Yes. I'm sure we've danced in the
Yeah,
rain.
for sure. I was just trying to think like romantic rom-com, like with a man, like.
Oh, God. I'm thinking about, like, to be honest, when you said dancing in the rain, my brain went to the Cubs home openers that we used to go to.
Oh, I was just thinking about it because it's tis the season.
Tis the season, and I'm not into sports. Like, obviously, if you follow along in the podcast, I only care about my kids playing sports, and I know nothing about the rules, but if it's a good time, I'm there. And we used to go, we'd wake up so early on the Cubs home opener day, and you would take us to the like rooftop, right? The bleachers, is that what it's called? Bleachers. The bleachers.
Rooftops
section.
and bleachers are two different
things.
Yeah, when you go to a Cubs game, you sit in the bleachers.
The
That's where the
bleachers.
fun's at. And then you usually, we would start at like 7 a.m. at a bar
Yeah.
for breakfast. And like, just thinking back, like, oh man, like to do that now, I probably would die. But that was so much fun. And it was like a tradition. Like, that's the thing that I love, like looking back and even forward for all the things that were like traditions. And maybe we don't do them anymore. And we've cycled into like different other traditions that we do. But like, consistently every year we'd show up, we'd go to the Cubs home opener, rain or shine, shitty weather. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And so that's where I'm thinking, like, just being drunk in the streets, just singing.
because literally it rained almost every home opener.
Yeah. So that's where my head went when we started talking
Yeah.
about it. Not necessarily romantic, being out, kissing and dancing in the rain, but I don't think I've ever done that.
No,
Maybe.
I don't think
I have some ex listening being like, "What? We did that."
you made me do it. You posed me. You did it.
I forget everything before Mike. That's just how it goes.
I can see you. Yeah, definitely trying to make it happen. But I feel like it's not reality. Like when you watch these rom-coms, and that's just like, Jesus, can we just like make a rom-com that's like kind of
I feel like there are some, like the breakup. God, I love it. That's real.
Oh, that's definitely real,
Yeah.
for sure. Because I remember watching that and I was pissed that they didn't get back together at the end. And they're like, that's the point of the movie, right? Like,
Yeah, give the people what they want, though. Just make them get back together. It's so rude.
yeah. I rewatched Nobody Wants This because I was like, all right, I needed a break from Friends.
Wait, that's the one. Which one is that again?
Seth,
Oh, Seth Green. No.
Adam Brody and Kristen Bell
Oh, yeah.
on Netflix.
Seth Green.
Isn't Seth Green like the midget guy from like Road Trip and that
Is he-
70s show?
Is he
Like,
Mini-Me? No.
oh yeah, he's Goldfinger or what is it? Austin
Mini-Me.
Powers. That he wasn't Mini Me. That was
Oh, he's the son.
Bird.
Okay. If you know, scream it out. You know it.
Vern Troyer.
Okay.
Rest in peace. I think he's dead.
Oh. I'm so sorry that we butchered your name. We're gonna be haunted by mini me.
Oh my God. Do you remember when that was like all the rage?
Yes.
You
1 million.
completely.
You complete. Oh, that was a good one though.
Like, yeah, the first one for sure. I actually want to go back and I want to rewatch it to see if it holds up.
I'm
Do you
sure it
think it
would.
would?
Isn't it Mike Myers? Is
Yeah,
that his
because
name?
some of the comedies, when you're like, oh God, probably not funny.
Right. Well, it's only funny if you saw it as a kid. A lot of them, they're only funny if you saw them as a kid, and then you have to you would still die laughing as an adult. But you have those movies that you are introduced to, and someone's like loving it from their childhood. Oof.
Sorry, guys.
And someone loves it from their childhood, and then it's like, nope, it doesn't hit when you watch it for the first time as an adult. We all love those movies.
Yeah, even we tried to watch Moana 2. And maybe because I loved Moana 1 so much, especially because it was like right when Leah was born, it was one of her favorite movies. So I really take to it because it reminds me of her. I was just
Right.
it just didn't do anything for me.
Really, a lot of people said Moana 2 wasn't great, but I happen to love it. I thought that Moana 2 was so, I got teary-eyed and emotional because it's all about a girl who is trying to figure out how to, save everything. And her life is just backwards, and she has no idea, no guidance. She couldn't find Maui for half the movie. Oh my, I felt like aligned with her, and when she sang this one song, I was like, waterworks. I was like, me too.
Well, I also think when you put out a good movie, especially a Disney movie, and it has an awesome soundtrack, for then you to have a second one, and if the songs you don't feel it, maybe I have to rewatch it, but I just was like, yeah.
I don't know, man. Moana 2's been my recently played in Spotify. It's that, Mufasa, and then some Tiesto and Kygo and the new Lady Gaga. But no, I love it. Can I Get a Chihu is so good from Moana 2. And nothing, what is it called? Nothing Gets Better Than This. That's a really good song from Moana 2.
I'll check it out.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're really good. So a lot of people, though, said that it's not as good as the first one. And that's fine. Yeah. It doesn't have to be.
It's number 2 for a reason.
I love that you are the one that brought up Disney again and not me.
I try. Just lob them in there a little bit, I know sometimes you need it.
I know. How do I keep Patty happy during the podcast?
Well, we know what your high was. Mm-hmm. Did you have a low in Disney? Did you want to run people over? Did anyone run over your foot? Lines too long, the heat?
No, everything went so smoothly in Disney. Everything was great. Another high, my friends, after they messaged us and they said that it felt like they had a private tour guide through Disney, having Mike and I there with them. And I was like, that is the best compliment. Thank you so much. We really do our best to try to make it a good experience.
I feel like when I go, you or Anna have to come with me because I don't think I can do it.
Yeah.
I can plan anything, but planning Disney to me would, I don't know. I just don't want to think about it. It gives me anxiety.
No, it's
and not
so
a lot
great.
of things give me anxiety like that.
Oh, it's so great. I was thinking this morning, I'm like, I wish we could just do a whole podcast just about Disney parks, because not only do I want to listen to it, but I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the ways to
Looks
make
like
it
you'd
better.
have to do a spin-off with Chrissy or Anna.
You're not in it. I'm out. No. So there was no low in Disney. Everything was beautiful. I mean, obviously, the weather was nice. I can't even say that it was hot and there was meltdowns, because there really wasn't. The weather was perfect. There was one rainy day, but who cares? It was great. My low, though, was just trying to get home. We got delayed. We sat on the tarmac for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
That's the worst.
It was insane. And now my kids are older, so
That
I
could be
didn't.
illegal, though, for people in general, but let alone kids to sit there.
I know they did say, "Oh, we're coming around and giving out free pretzels."
Oh,
They said
big whoop.
big whoop. I know.
Be like, I'm a mom. I got pretzels and shit already in my shit.
I know. There was a baby that was starting to lose it, and I felt really bad for the parents. And they're walking up and down the aisles, even though the seatbelt sign was on. But I was like, "Do it." who cares, you know? It was rough. And then they told us to get off the plane because we had to switch planes because our plane had bad oil. So at like literally minute marker, like 2 hours and 12 minutes, they're like, now we need to deplane and get a new plane. So we're like, okay. But at this point, we should have just been landing. You know, that's how long.
Does Mike keep his cool in these situations?
Oh, yeah.
He does. He doesn't like start to.
No. Well, here's the thing. It was very a high within a low was happening when we were on this plane because I was sitting next to, her name's Rhonda, and she's a bus driver. So she was doing great. So she was like literally playing Got Your Nose with Joseph for a good hour. It was great. Everybody was so nice.
Shout out to Rhonda.
Shout out to Rhonda and Roy. Shout out to the guy behind me who, okay, my kids and I play this game when we go on vacation, and we didn't tell Mike about it, but I think he's caught on. Whenever Mike tries to become best friends with a stranger or just make somebody laugh, like Mike has jokes and he will talk to everybody and like try to be funny with everybody. So whenever he finds a new best friend in a stranger, my kids and I just like look at each other. We have a tally going. So we just, the last trip it was like in the teens, this trip it was in the 20s. It's great. So that's what we do because Mike is just so friendly. The guy behind me was annoying the crap out of me because he literally was like, we were getting off the plane and I was like, this is it. This is like the max for me. I'm nice to people, but this guy was extra nice. And he was like, yeah, Roy, text me when you get home. Let me know you made it home safe. And I'm thinking, okay, we're on the plane. We can be nice to the people next to us. But like, what? I get annoyed when like my mom says, let me know that you got there safe. Because I'm like, listen, you'll know if I don't. How about that? You'll know if I don't get somewhere safe.
Oh, that's very mean of you.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, it literally takes 2 seconons. Like,
I know. Is it like your love language? I try.
The joke in our family is like, let us know when you're home. Just send us an H. Just send an H that we know.
That's sweet.
That's all it is.
If the weather's bad, I'd be like, yeah, totally. Like in a snowstorm, please. If you had a drink or two,
you don't get mad about anything, and you get mad about that.
Listen, I don't get mad.
Like,
I just think it's silly.
Yes, we don't need to exchange numbers with a stranger next to you on an airplane. But like,
are you team? Okay, listeners, are you team? Let me know you got home safe, or are you team? Sayonara, good knowing ya. We'll catch up when we catch up.
But also too, it's. Maybe it's a courtesy just to say it. Like, let me know when you get home, okay? Like, because what are you supposed to say? Safe travels?
Yeah. No, I do think it's nice. There's a tiny piece of me that when people say it, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. But unnecessary.
I'm never going to say that to you.
I mean, but you live in the city. So when you leave, I actually do want to know that you made it home safe. Because I'm just like, yeah, let me know. Let me know when you're all tucked in, you know? But yeah, so basically my high within the low of sitting on this airplane for over 2 hours is that not only did everybody have to come back the next day at 8 a.m. because the flight ended up getting canceled. There was no other plane. They just wanted us off the plane before they told us the bad news. Literally, we were off for 5 minutes and they're like, you guys have to come back tomorrow. Sorry, we don't have another plane for you. But like they knew there'd be a potential for a riot if they told us we were on the plane. So they're like, let's give these people some room. Let's get them to deplane. Then we will tell them that there is no chance they're getting home tonight. But while we were on the plane, it was weird. I was kind of looking around and I was like, wow, I'm in this like bubble. Everybody's talking to everybody. There was crying babies that were just like walking up and down. Everyone's playing peekaboo with the toddlers, and kids were like switching Roblox accounts, like trying to play games together. I swear to God, Joseph gained like 5 new grandmas that were obsessed with him. Joseph had this like rocket ship. Now everyone, and I guess there was a rocket launch that night. So everybody's becoming, honestly, like a little family on this flight. It was like unlike anything I've ever.
And you're like, I have enough family. This is, no, get me off this plane. Don't look at me.
I mean, it was kind of nice when you were there.
I thought you said you were getting annoyed.
I mean, I was, what's the right word? Like, I want to be like weirded out.
Indifferent?
Like it was just confusing to me. I felt like I was transported. And then I thought to myself, I bet that all of these people just spent a good chunk of time at Disney. And we are carrying that Disney spirit with us. but great experience overall. And then it's like, yeah, you're still in that bubble. I think that's what happened. I want to just carry that bubble with me. I don't want to have to call anybody when we get home, but like while we're on the plane stuck, it was really nice to be in that environment. It was so like unlike anything I've experienced. It was great. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, definite high within the low. So pretty crazy.
It's funny because I feel like, you know, if someone had to pick one of us as just a person who probably doesn't like a lot of people or want to talk to a lot of people or tolerate a lot of people, I'm sure the finger is going to get pointed at me.
Why, you think I'm the nice one?
Yeah. But most of this always ends up with, oh God, I don't want to talk to them, or like they're talking to me, or they called me. Why are they calling me? Like Mike is too friendly on vacation. He talks to everyone, like, you know, but when you see your face, you just look like you'd be like the person talking to everyone.
Folks, that is the premise of our podcast. Things aren't always as they seem, okay?
Not at all.
And it's okay to only be able to tolerate a little bit and then go batshit crazy. Like, you're fine. You're normal. It's okay.
No, you're right. It makes me feel a bit better because I was like, I just had a week where I feel like I hated everyone. Went to pick up a prescription. The girl asked me, what's your last name? I spell it. Then she's asking me my date of birth. So when you're asking me my date of birth, you've obviously put me up in the screen, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't see anything here. And I'm like, well, Walgreens called me 3 times and told me it was ready, so I don't understand how you don't see anything here.
Yeah.
So again, asked me about my last name. I spell it again. I spelled it at least 3 or 4 times, gave her my date of birth, and she's like, well, what was it? I'm like, I don't know. It's whatever the doctor called in. I don't know. And I tell her 2 things, and she's like,
they should have it by your birth date, first off.
Right. So then I'm like, what is going on? She's like, well, we have those in stock. Do you want to wait for it to get refilled? I'm like, well, I'm here.
Were you at the wrong Walgreens?
So I thought about that, but no, this is where I get all my prescriptions. Okay. So I'm like, okay. Well, then her supervisor must have walked by and she's like, oh, I just can't seem to find her in the system. And I'm like, what? So the girl texts me and she goes, no, she's here. It's ready. So the girl either didn't want to admit that she couldn't hear me spell out my last name 4 times, or I don't know if she didn't know how to use a computer. But I was like, and then there was no apology. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. She just looked at me as if I was something wrong.
Oh my gosh. You know, it does get to a point when you ask somebody to repeat themselves and then eventually you're just like smile and nod. But like not in this scenario. Like in this scenario, you actually did need to get the spelling.
Right. It'd be like, I'm so sorry. I just like, I'm having an off day. It's not typing. Can you slow it? And I go slow because you know how sometimes when people ask you like spell your last name or give me your email address and they like just bat it off and you're like, how was I supposed to catch that?
How am I supposed to keep up with this?
No. So I go slow. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I decided to go to Costco that day too. And that was, I'm like, why? Oh. I'm like, you would think in the middle of a day on a Tuesday,
Costco is where it's at.
That no one
Doesn't
would be
matter.
there. No, forgot spring break because kids everyone brought their kids. Everyone brought every person who lives in their household. Then, okay, so phone calls happen, right? Like when you're in the car, you're like, oh, I should call so-and-so and check in on them, or all the people you call buddies, you know, when you're on the phone. Well, there's this lady walking in the middle of the aisle and she's talking and I'm like, is she talking to herself? And then I realized, no, she's on Bluetooth. And she said, hi, honey, just wanted to call and check in, see how you're doing. I'm like, oh, fuck. Makes their wellness check phone calls while walking through the middle of Costco.
Oh,
not even like answering a phone call in the middle of Costco.
Let alone you making it. Right. Yeah.
Then pull over. Get out of the way.
Get out of the lane.
Get out of the way. Like
I think that Costco is her happy place. She's in her happy place, and now she's as if she's walking through a park. She's now making her wellness check. I'm
sorry. Like, especially when it's sample time too, and people are passing out samples, you need to really be aware of your situation because now you have people waiting in line for samples.
Wow.
So I was like, what is is there a holiday that I don't know about coming up? I know Easter's coming up, but that's not for a few more weeks. I'm like, it was insane. I'm like, I shouldn't have come here today.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. As you were saying, well, really like the first story, all I could think was in Disney, if you have a question, if you ever needed a reservation, anything you need is on the bracelet called a magic band or just on a card. And they just are like, can you tap it? and you tap in and all your information comes right up. So like in life, are we ever going to get to
That's
the point where I don't want a bracelet because like
they're going to do it with your retina.
Yeah, I want it like
in your eye.
I want like a barcode just like put on me that I can just, yep, you know all my information. Let's go. Let's make my life easier.
That's very scary.
I don't think so.
They can access you at any point then.
Yeah.
What stops them?
Well, you don't want them to like, well, I don't think that there's anything that they're going to do.
You think. You think. Oh, save Patty over there. Yep. Let's trust the government. Let's trust those people out there that aren't trying to get inside of us.
I know. It could get really scary. It could get real dicey, but I feel as though if Mickey and Minnie are at the helm of it, we're good. We're golden. There's nothing to be afraid of.
So much hidden crap in Disney.
I don't believe it. Don't tell me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to pick on your parade the week after you get back. We'll talk about, I'll piss on that parade next week. Talk about the pedophiles in Disney and all the gross shit that they do, but.
I know. People are horrible.
The hidden tunnels, they say, and in the bathrooms and caves and stuff, and missing children.
You got to really keep your eyes on your kids, man.
Yeah.
I mean, not just in Disney, but like anywhere.
I know. It's like one of my biggest fears when I'm with my niece and nephews.
You'll lose one?
Yeah. And then it's like, how do you never get back from that. At that point, I just kill myself.
That would be so sad. No, you'd have to spend your life like that guy, Liam Nelson, in Departed, finding him.
Okay. Liam Neeson. It's not Liam Neeson.
What's his name? That's what I said.
Wasn't Liam Neeson in like half
One Direction?
Nope. That was
the guy in Departed. I love it.
It's not Departed. You're thinking of the movie Taken. Departed is with Leonardo DiCaprio and Nicholas
if they're a badass trying to find their family that
Departed is such a good movie. It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
There's no missing children in Departed.
Oh, it's Taken. You're right. It is Taken. Because then there was Taken, then there was Taken 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what's going on?
Maybe it is Liam Neeson. I'm thinking of Leslie Nielsen, who was in like Naked Gun.
See what happens?
33 1/3.
I finally got one right.
All right. Episode 1 of season 2, Patty Knows Name.
We're off to a good start.
Oh, guys, we are happy to be back.
We are so
It's been a weird couple of weeks feeling out of sorts without meeting every day or meeting once a week to do this for you. And it made us realize that we're not going to stop. We talked about it. We said, hey, are we still going to do this? And we're like, hell yeah. So if you do like listening to us, tell your friends, tell your family, show people how to listen.
Yeah, show them how to find us.
Yeah. And we don't know what season 2 has to come. We talked about guests, but we guys, honestly, it's so hard for the two of us to get together every week with our schedules and our busy life. So to insert somebody else in here, but we're hoping. We talked about another live event and just providing laughter.
Providing a little bit of laughter, joy.
And making you feel like you're not alone.
In the things that you hate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And in this crazy world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tune in next week. And guys, guess what? We're going to keep being us so you can keep being you. Bye-bye.
Bye.